chicken, zucchini, and shells. That's a recipe that is gonna become one of your go-to recipes, I am sure. Easy to make and delicious. So let's begin with the zucchini. Zucchini, medium size, the fancy size, not the real big ones. The big ones have a lot of seeds in them. But if it's summer and that's all you can get, make sure that you kind of cut them and take the seeds off. So what do you do with a zucchini? Just cut off the tips, of course washed, and cut it in rounds. If it's a little too big, let me just show you. You can cut it like that in half, and then you have kind of half moons. And that's a nice shape also for this dish. All right. A nice big pan, there's the sauce gonna happen in here, and then ultimately we're gonna put the pasta right in there. Good olive oil is always the basis. We want to caramelize this zucchini, sort of cook them. And then we'll take them out because, zucchini don't take a long time to cook. So you don't want to leave them in there with the sauce. But, I want to flavor them because if you throw them just like that in the sauce, then the zucchini itself didn't get a flavor. Here we have an opportunity to flavor the zucchini itself. And, whenever you do this kind of addition of elements to a sauce, keep in mind, did I flavor every element? Did I give the attention that every element deserves? So here, how are we flavoring it? A little bit of salt, a little peperoncino, a little spiciness. Okay. So after the zucchini get flavored, we will put in the chicken breast. I like thighs. I mean, you can put whole chicken wings in here. You can put all those kind of goodies. Just keep in mind that the cooking time of each piece of meat is different. So if you have thighs in there, let them simmer a little longer before you put the zucchini back in there. Pasta. Here we have shells. The shapes of pasta are very important with the sauce that you cook. But first, let me get the cooking part in order. What you need is a big pot of water. You need to salt the water. And a little bit of salt has to go in there unless you really must do without salt. Because once the pasta has cooked in an unsalted water, that kind of lack of flavor in the pasta never can be put back. And never, 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 never put oil in the pasta water. And you don't want to rinse the pasta either. So let's put the pasta in, give it one mix, and to get the pasta water boiling as quickly as possible, once you put the pasta in, cover it with a lid. But be careful, it overboils, so just leave a little bit of a side open so you don't have to clean your whole stove behind it. Okay, so this is like that. So you can see here how they're not cooked. They just got the flavor. They got a little of that caramelization, that kind of browniness that we all love. That caramelization is flavor. So here we have the zucchini. The chicken is shredded, and again, I told you can use different pieces. So they're not too thin because, they get overcooked. So give them a little bit of texture. Garlic, a few cloves of garlic. Okay, so the chicken is browning now, getting the flavors, and of course, we need some tomatoes for the sauce. So what you want is, what makes the great sauce, the best sauce, I think, is pomodoro from San Marzano tomatoes. So let's see, San Marzano are these wonderful long tomatoes. Well, they're good because they're meaty. They have little juice, and juice is acidity, and they have very few seeds. Crush it like this with your hands, feel your food. The chicken looks slightly browned. Now, when the tomatoes are nice and sweet like that, they don't need an extra long cooking time. Now, I love scallions. Scallions are available year-round. They're non-pretentious, they're not expensive, and yet they really bring taste, texture, and freshness. And you see, I'm going all the way up, and I use the green part too. It's tender, it's delicious. The top, you can throw that out, but this is all usable and delicious. The chicken is done, the sauce is nice and dense. Let's add the zucchinis. Now the zucchini don't need any cooking at all, just kind of coming together. You want them nice and crunchy. Okay, so the sauce is perking. Let's get this pasta right in. Shake the excess water right out of it. And I always kind of undercook just a little bit the pasta. You know, us Italians really like it al dente. So if you undercook it a little bit, you put it in the sauce, and you kind of finish cooking it in the sauce itself. Just like that. This is, I think, just enough. I'm gonna shut off the fire, and I'm gonna add cheese. You know that grated grana padano, I love that, Parmigiano. Grated cheese, like this, is cured cheese, and it's just ready to eat. So if you cook it at high temperatures, it will divide for you. It will make the strings and the fat will separate. So you want to shut the fire off and just, The scallions, I told you the scallions, the freshness, we'll add that just the last moment like this. And by the time it gets to the table, they will be just kind of wilted, but still have that freshness, that green freshness to the plate. I like bowls for pasta because the pasta stays in there, stays nice and cuddly and warm. And so while you're eating it, it's not on a flat plate all over the place and getting cold. You're cuddling your pasta so it stays warm for you. Like this, you certainly could portion your pasta just like I do, or you can bring the whole pot, family style, nice and warm. I put a coaster and I bring the pot to the table. So here we are. Just a little bit of last minute cheese. Let me taste some of it. Delizioso. Che buono. That kind of simple taste. There's a little zest. We put a little peperoncino. The pasta just took in all of the flavors. I guess it's just a perfect Italian pasta dish.